Hey everyone, today I'm creating a series of cards using a Call Me Crafty L sketch from the past. This is June 2024 and my intent here is to try and create some cards using some bold backgrounds. So you can see I've got these coloured cardstocks here and I'm going to cut these down to 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and then I'm going to use some of my leftover backing panels on the right hand side. So I'm going to do some bold ones and then I'm going to use some that are part of my leftover pile. Now, to do the actual pattern paper element for this, you need a 3 by 3 inch pattern paper that you cut down into 3 1-inch strips. Now, I have this box filled with leftovers, and so what I've done is I've gone through and I've figured out what are some of the papers that go together to either be the 1 1/4 inch strip horizontal across the card or one of the 3 pattern papers for the design element on top. You can either use the same pattern paper chopped into 3, or like I've done here, I've either done some colours that, match the feature pattern paper at the bottom and use 3 different ones, or you can see here I've used, say, 3 different greens with different designs. At the moment, I'm just running through and I'm figuring out how many am I going to do of the combination of the main pattern paper and these little paper piece elements. And I create a few different combinations so that the cards don't all end up looking the same. And this is because when I cut down the pattern paper strips, I didn't pre-plan exactly how many I needed. I just chopped a bunch of them down and then cut the other element. So now I'm matching them all up and trying to figure out which ones work the best. It did get a little confusing when I was trying to count them. So you'll notice here that I moved the stripes from going vertical to horizontal. Horizontal means I've got the exact number of pattern paper that I need to be able to complete those cards. So once I've moved them to the horizontal, I know that I'm all good and I can figure out the backing panel. Here I'm working through, as I said, with those sort of bolder colours, and this cardstock is part of a pack where there's different tones of pinks and different tones of blues and sort of moving into the greens. And I'm trying to work out what can I get away with having a really bold statement behind it. Now, with the ones that have got quite a bit of blue in it, that worked out okay. The ones here with the pink trees and the green and the apples, these ones were a little bit more difficult, but you'll see here that the pinks actually worked okay for some of them. And then because I'm not a huge pink person and it was overwhelming on some of the cards, I did fall back to some of these neutrals with this sort of tan colour. I guess you could call it sort of in the craft family, but this is more like a tan sort of khaki. Now I'm running through and I'm cutting down my strips to do the stripes of pattern paper. Now what I find is the easiest way to do this is I just cut down the correct width, and then I can line up all of the pattern papers and then do that final cut or trim without having too many issues. So you'll see me come back to that part in a moment. Now what I'm doing is I'm using my grid mat, and I absolutely love this Altenew mat. I have been using it for a long time, and I don't use it to cut on even though it's a cutting mat, but I do use it to line things up, and when I'm adding paper elements, just that grid line is incredibly helpful. I'm not making the depth from the bottom of the backing layer absolutely perfect, but I am making sure it's straight. So there's a bit of flex in the design. I'm not being too perfect, but I do like everything to be straight and symmetrical. It makes it just look a lot better in the end. These are the panels that I had created before, and there is enough space to do 2 on each one of these strips. The white that I'm using here is probably a heavy paper, not a cardstock. I do get what's called a digital paper, and so what that means is it's got a bit of a sort of glossy finish on it. It's not completely matte, and I get it in about the 120 GSM, which means it's just got a little bit more strength than standard copy paper. A little bit more expensive, but much better for this kind of purpose, in my opinion. So as I said, I'm just going to attach all of these. I'm using double-sided tape for these today. That was so I could sit there and just watch a movie or do something else at the same time, listen to an audiobook or something, and add the double-sided tapes to the strips. And then when I'm actually compiling the bulk cards, it's just super easy to run through and add them onto the cardstock. Now that those are all finished and I have trimmed them down, it's about matching some other elements to these base card kind of layouts. So I'm going to go through all my kind of bits and bobs that I have left from other card projects, and I've got a load of different style of sentiments. I've got some little embellishments here. You'll see I've got some more of these really gorgeous butterflies. Now those butterflies were put together with leftover cardstock using a Birch press I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I will put a link below to all of the things that I've used today that I can still find. Probably not all the stamp sets and things that I've used for these sentiments, because that would be a very long list, but anything that I can find that I think might be helpful, I will put below. As I ran through this, it was very satisfying using up some of these leftover elements, and you'll see here that I've got a pile at the top right hand side that is all of the, I was going to say the things that are a little bit more special. So sometimes you have design elements that took a little bit of work to create, whether it is that little superhero element where I coloured it in with Copics, or die cut these butterflies and glued those together. I feel like any of those elements, I want them to be the hero of the card, so really stand out as part of the design. So I've got those up on the top, and I'm constantly looking out for what is the pattern paper or the color choices that those will match up with and still make sense. So I think I used up most of them today, but I don't think I used up all of them. Once I had completed all of the cards that kind of had that blue undertone, I then moved on to the ones that had more of a pink. And for these, I ended up using some pretty consistent, embellishments on them. So you can see here I've got these gorgeous cherry blossom trees. Well, I'm going to call them cherry blossom trees. I don't know if they are or not, but I've had these in my stash for quite a while, where I stamped these out using a layering stamp, and then you obviously do the tree trunk, which gets put over the top, and they take up a really big portion of the left hand side of the card. So I've run through and figured out which ones do they make sense to go on. So these ones with the tree pattern paper, which, by the way, I recognize a lot of these as being Kaiser Craft. They are an Australian brand and an Australian company, and I've had these papers, I'm going to say, for like 8 years. Maybe 10. They've been in my stash for so long that it is really good to work through a project that helps me use some of these up so that they're not going to sit around forever. You can also see at the top of my screen on the right hand side that there is some of these flip-flops, or we call them thongs in Australia. They are some leftovers from my stash where I went through and turned them into an actual element that could be used on a card. And then anywhere I didn't have enough, I'm just going to put them in the recycling bin, because you cannot keep everything forever. So I'm not sure that I remember if I used any of those on any of these cards today. Maybe on a couple of them of the blue, but definitely not on these pink ones. But you can see here I've got a little tray on the right hand side. This is one of the little scrapbook.com trays. I got a pack that had, I think, 4 of the large and 4 of the small, and I use them constantly to hold little die cuts when I'm working on a project. Or what I have found is I've got containers that have all of my thank you sentiments, all of my happy birthday sentiments, and then one for Christmas, and then another one that's just everything mixed. And I have those sitting on my desk, and I just kind of sort through them when I have a bit of a project. So I don't have a binder where they're all sorted, or like, I know that there's lots of systems that you can use. I don't go the complicated side, because I would spend all my time, I think, organizing rather than using the elements. So I've just found that pouring them into these trays, you can move them around enough to see what's in it, rather than the containers that I have that are kind of not very big, but they're quite deep. So I pour some out, and I have this sitting on my desk so I can get to it easily. And anytime I'm trying to finish off a project and all I need is a sentiment, I can normally find something that is the right size and the right style. So I predominantly use birthday, but I do use thank you, and I do use sort of hello and general sentiments as well, and often encouragement cards too. But I'm trying to work out a way that I can donate the encouragement cards or put them to good use. So if you have any ideas on great ways to use encouragement cards, then please put some comments below. I need more places that I can donate my cards to. I do like to donate them blank though. I'm not a fan of sitting down and writing in a lot of cards. So if there's either a charity or an organization that I can donate to where they're willing to have volunteers write on the cards, then that feels like the perfect balance for me. Now you can see here I'm back to the blue, and I'm literally just using up some little elements from my leftover stash here, and these are all little paper rose elements from previous projects. If you are interested in learning more about matching coloured papers together and using up your scraps, then here's a video that I think you might enjoy. Have a great day.